This is the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz, hosted by Jeremy Jorgenson, and presented by Gate City Bank.
Hey, one game in the fall, and the Bison chalked one up in the win column. That's 38 wins in a row for NDSU as they surged past Central Arkansas. The banner went to the rafters. It wasn't easy, but the Bison and the winning culture came out on top. Here to break it down for us is the head football coach, Matt Entz. And Coach, let's just start with what the summer was like for your staff, your guys, the last few months to get to this point. It was interesting, wasn't it?
Well, it's been extremely interesting. Going back all the way to March 13th was our last normal day of practice. There was a lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of adjusted schedules, a lot of alternative plans. That was the one thing, that was the only constant we've had over the course of the last 4 or 5 months, is that our plan was always evolving and changing. But kudos to our players. They did an unbelievable job of making football the main thing. Their health and safety was always a priority. And I think it showed the 2 weeks leading up to the game. We were 0 for about 400 on our testing. And so that proved to me and our staff that our kids were doing it the right way. They were taking it serious. They were taking their health and safety serious, and they wanted to play this game. It was important to them. Once
you knew you had a game, I'm sure the energy ramped up real quick in practice. These guys had to be excited once they knew there was an opponent on the schedule.
Oh, definitely. You know, that time in there where we were gaining games, losing games relatively quickly throughout the spring, it was frustrating for our program. We don't operate well in the gray. You know, our program's based on black and white, and either you do or you don't. And so for us to have a game, it gave us a focus. It gave us kind of the light at the end of the tunnel. And that was a long ways off. I can remember when we got things rolling. We had 7 weeks of practice, but our kids did a great job. And it was really good to see all the young kids becoming Bison and continue to improve, and excited for the spring, knowing that they have a little bit of, you know, all this practice underneath them, and they should adjust well once we get into the conference season.
Well, Central Arkansas came in with 3 games under their belt, so they were pretty oiled up. But let's check out this game and break it down and get Coach's thoughts on some of these plays. Coach, did you expect them to come out running or throwing a lot early on in their script?
You know, I think they'd shown in games they want to throw the football. They got excellent. They got a returning quarterback who's a winner. They have 2 outside receivers that I think are extremely dynamic. And so, you know, I think they did what we thought. Now, they much improved run game from where they were a year ago.
They got nice pressure on Trey in the first half.
They did. They brought some 7-man pressure a couple times, and we're off. We connect on one of those, it would have been a huge play.
Outside the pocket, did you see a lot of that on tape from Braylon Smith?
We did. We saw his ability to extend plays, his ability to find the open receivers, maybe when things broke down.
Christian Watson, talented carrying the football, isn't he?
He is. You got to use him more and more in our offense. He's a highly talented young man.
There was a turnover right here, though. They had a little early momentum with this one.
They did. They did a great job of getting pressure, knocked the ball out of Trey's hand, and you know, if I remember correctly, I think defense had a great series here and held them to a field goal.
I'll tell you what, red zone defense at NDSU, it's a staple in practice. It's a big deal to you guys, isn't it?
It is. We practice red zone both offensively and defensively numerous times throughout the week. You know, and the saying goes, field goals won't get you beat, and that's what we need to hold people to those.
You know, Braylon Henderson, Trey Lance throws a laser over here. Soft hands, doesn't he?
He is. Really had a good fall. And 3 catches, big punt return yesterday. Really excited about where he's heading and how he's improving.
I like their middle linebacker, Dre Matthews. Good player, double-digit tackles.
He makes plays. Always around the football. A high-energy kid. Really impressed with some of their defensive players.
They ran Braylon Smith 4 times in the first quarter. This was kind of a breakup play, but they did a little more than on tape, right?
Yeah, well, you know, we lost contain here, and he's nimble enough and fast enough he can make you pay.
You know, he gets loose again here, but James Kaiser, great closing speed.
Yeah, James moved into that will position and has done a great job for us.
Again, you force a field goal, huge to force field goals because you don't want them to get a touchdown and get up double digits here.
Exactly. I mean, holding them to 3 and knowing that still we got to get things rolling offensively.
Did you plan on Hunter Luebke being a big part of the script here today?
Well, he was a big part. There's some things that were dedicated to him throughout the practice and through the game plan. Extremely athletic, big kid.
What a story Seth Wilson is coming back.
It's been over a year since he's played a football game, coming off that ACL tear that he had in spring over a year ago. Great to see the energy that he brought to the team.
Hunter Lupke out in space. Boy, I wouldn't want to be a D-back trying to tackle that now.
250 pounds, has great speed. I mean, he scored 95 touchdowns in high school.
Yeah, they got a targeting right there as well. So now you're in the red zone here. A nice little seam route here for Josh Babbage, well developed.
Yeah, it's a little Y hit. It looks like he's blocking, and then he gets vertical. You know, we got some of the best tight ends in the country. We got to continue to use those guys.
Cole Green started to get a little pressure here at this point in the game in the second quarter.
Yeah, this was a 3rd and long. We've kind of used this scheme before with Jabril, and it's fun to see Jazir be able to make his first career sack and get excited about it.
The old QB run game started to heat up big time, didn't it?
It did. We could get him in some sub packages, get him into some of their 4-down defense, and it's nice to see Trey make them pay for it.
An 11-yard run too here. You know, he's so good after initial contact, get 4 or 5 more yards.
Well, you know, 6'3 plus, 230 pounds, and has great speed. I mean, he's a physical presence on the field.
Sure, you wanted 7 here, but 3. Now it's a 10-6 game. The Bison have the lead, got points there.
Yep, exactly. That was critical for us, and just to get a rhythm was the thing that we struggled with at times yesterday.
Tell us about Lane Tucker. He kind of emerged late last year. He's playing well.
Lane continues to get better. Dynamic, good pass rusher, good against the run. I can't wait to see kind of what kind of spring he has.
This was just a lob up at the end of the first half here. It's an interception for Dawson Weber, so congratulations to him. But that ran out the clock in the first half on our Nodak Insurance first half stat board. It's 10-6, low-scoring game. Yards were tough in the first half as the Bison tried to get a rhythm offensively. Boy, 3rd down's tough. UCA just 2 of 11. The Bison 1 of 7 there. Before we get to the second half, sat down recently with Dillon Radunz in our Gate City Bank Would You Rather, and I'll tell you what, this kid has a great personality, and it was fun to talk to him.
This is Would You Rather, presented by Gate City Bank.
Would you rather live without air conditioning or heat?
I can live without heat. I definitely need the air conditioning. I sleep with a fan every night. Definitely could put on extra blankets if I needed to, if it was really cold, but I prefer the cold for sure.
Would you rather sing on stage or participate in a spelling bee on stage?
Spelling bee, I'm a terrible singer.
Would you rather have a mansion or a private jet?
Oh my God, private jet, love to travel. Don't really need to stay stationary, so if I could travel the world with a private jet, I'd take that.
Are you more comfortable in a tux or a swimming suit?
Oh, I'm an offensive lineman, so I mean, it's got to be the tux right now, but maybe someday I'll choose the swimming suit and enjoy the beach.
Would you rather live without a microwave or a toaster?
A toaster. Don't really use a toaster that much, to be honest. But.
Okay. Would you rather never lose an argument or never lose your wallet?
Never lose an argument. I feel like I could go without a wallet, but it'd be tough losing the wallet all the time, that's for sure.
Would you rather stub your toe or get a paper cut?
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I'm gonna go stub my toe because eventually that will subside. But paper cut, you might get some water in or hot water, or get some chemicals in it later on, and it hurt even more.
Would you rather jump 20 years into the past or 20 years into the future?
Oh my gosh, to the past. I don't really want to look at the future.
Would you rather live without chocolate or bread?
I'm gonna go with chocolate. That might be a weird one, but I'm a big carb guy. I'd rather take like greasy food and stuff over sweets, so I'll take the bread.
Would you rather eat steak or ice cream?
Steak, so that kind of goes with the same thing. I'll rather eat meat than ice cream. It's just the way it was. So.
Would you rather host Saturday Night Live or be on The Bachelor?
Oh, definitely not. The Bachelor's funny to watch, but I do Saturday Night Live just because the whole concept of The Bachelor is just kind of goofy to me. So it's funny because all the guys watch it and we laugh at it. We kind of see it as a comedy show more than a serious dating thing. So.
So the Bison up 10-6 at half. Let's roll that second half and dissect this thing. Coach, any adjustments in the locker room?
Well, I think just trying to find some things we can be more consistent with. We were doing a nice job defensively. Needed just to become more efficient on offense.
Really good play action to start out here, wasn't it?
It was. The naked game became, and all the play action off it became a big part of our second half.
You know, I think on this 54-yard touchdown run by Trey Lance, we see all of his strengths in the run game, just power, stiff arm, everything.
You do. Like I said earlier, big, physical, great speed, and you know, he becomes a challenge for teams to defend when we can get him out in the open field.
Last year it was James Hendricks. This year it's James Kaiser. Same result.
Got to be James to be in our swinging gate deal. But it's just forces people to have to defend something else.
I'll tell you what, to their credit, their offense came alive here in the third quarter.
They did. We knew that they were a second-half team that come from behind in many games last year, and that was just a busted coverage, and they made us pay for it.
Yeah, no doubt. They get in the end zone here. Kick was good. It's 18-13 now. The Bison still have the lead. And you know what, Coach? This was bound to happen, wasn't it, eventually? I mean, they just jumped a route.
Sure, the laws of probability, it was going to happen eventually. And probably for Trey's sake, it's good that it did. Now he can move on and continue to be the best quarterback he can be.
They did have some palpable momentum here, though, didn't they, at this point in the game?
They did. Made a huge play defensively, came out, and they made things happen here. You know, slant got inside our corner, and they did a great job of taking advantage of the momentum.
This is a big-time blitz right here. Now they're up 20-18.
They were not afraid during the course of the game to bring 7, more than you can protect. And again, getting great pressure on our quarterback.
Kobe Johnson, what'd you see from him in this game?
You know, Kobe had some plays. Again, Kobe, we've all seen it, dynamic speed, great runner, has great vision. So it was good to see us use a wide variety of backs.
Good hurry here by Jasir Cox. Looks like an incompletion, but that was good pressure.
It was, getting in the quarterback's face and forcing them to put some air on the ball.
You know, right into traffic. Trey goes right into the teeth of the traffic here, doesn't he?
He does. Again, he didn't like what he saw, but has the know-how to tuck it and be positive with the yardage and move the chains.
25-20 Bison. Now this drive took 2:41 for Central Arkansas. This is just a tremendous catch, and their passing game is in rhythm right here.
Yep, great throw, great catch. They got right in the middle of our safety and our backer. They did a nice job.
Here kind of thread the needle. Now they're in the red zone.
They continued to move the ball against a lot of our big zone defense, and kudos to them. They had a great plan going into the game.
This is a really good throw, tight in the corner. Good throw and catch right there. That wasn't bad coverage.
No, it wasn't. Just a great place, and big long receiver went up and got it.
Now they go for a 2-point conversion, and their quarterback shows he likes contact a little bit.
Did a nice job. You know, that was a huge play in the game, and we needed to respond, and our offense came out, and we got things going.
Yeah, no doubt. And this was Seth Wilson right here. This is a nice run right to the edge here.
Great job of getting it sealed. Seth brought a lot of energy and really got the sidelines involved and got them going as well.
You know, this is a play we've seen a lot, at least a variation of it, the old wheel route. We saw Chase Morlock do it many times.
We have. We've used it in a lot of red zone situations. We use tight ends, fullbacks. It's an effective play for us.
Tell us about Brendan Cook.
You know, Brendan hasn't played since the UC Davis game a year ago. He broke his shoulder blade, fully 100% healthy, and it's good to see him make some plays.
Noah Gindorf, I mean, the size of this kid, and he also has some fancy little footwork.
6'6", 270, moves really well. We, like I said before, have 2 outstanding tight ends.
Similar play to the first half, but equal results with Braylon Henderson.
Yeah, again, a young man that's maturing, finding his role in the football team, and really starting to execute.
Tell you what, a dagger right here. Old Hunter Lupke carrying the ball and finishing strong.
Well, he was blocked up well. One of the key blocks was Seth Wilson. You know, the other backs taking care of each other.
That was sealed really nice. Jaden Price kind of seals it with a pick here. Tell us about this kid from Kansas.
He's really done a great job of getting himself into the rotation. That corner here, you know, sinking in cover 2. And just the quarterback didn't see him, and that was a huge play for us.
It's a victory for the Bison. You see the final score in our Nodak Insurance final stats. 39-28, NDSU gets the win. You see the total yards. Code Green did a nice job keeping them under 300 total yards. The Bison get 424, third down conversions. You saw UCA, 2 in the first half. They didn't get any in the second half. 2 of 14 for the game. That's a great job by Code Green. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
I think they were doing a good job. They have a really nice nose tackle that was doing a good job plugging up the A-gaps. So we were kind of struggling running the A-gaps, and they were bringing a lot of spear off the edge. So I think that was kind of giving us some issues on our more outside design plays.
I think we just beat ourselves. I missed a lot of opportunities in the first half, I think, personally, that I think, you know, slowed us down a lot offensively. You know, obviously third downs, we weren't very efficient. But at the end of the day, confidence is just what we breed here. So I had, you know, complete confidence in our guys and in myself the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do whatever I can do to help the team win on Saturday. So if my number's called, I'll do 110% every time.
We have a lot of confidence in our ability and in each other. And the amount of training and effort that we put in to be able to continue to compete and be explosive, even in the fourth quarter, when some guys are starting to get tired. I think that we really just, rely on the fact that we know that we're prepared.
I think I'm a chief, fullback, tight end. Like to kick out power. I like to hit people, so.
You are a chief. I agree. Hey, in this week's Player of the Game, it looks like the Bison might have themselves another Jimmy football.
The Player of the Game, presented by Nodak Insurance Company.
James Kaiser has some of the traits that James Hendricks had. He took over Hendricks' role on 2-point conversions, and he's a very smart football player like Hendricks was. Versus Central Arkansas, he led the team with 11 tackles, and you can tell, even without fans, he enjoys the sport.
It was a little bit different, but we had a ton of fun. We were flying around out there, getting excited for each other. We love our fans, so it hurts to not have them in the stand, but we were thankful to have our families and friends in the stands today.
Like that kid, he's a good football player, seems to be around the football quite a bit. Let's look at Trey Lance's numbers from the game. I thought he ran the football really well, 15 of 30 passing, 2 touchdowns, but those carries, 15 for 143, that's nice.
It does a great job of running the football, and does a great job when teams want to bring a lot of pressure and play a lot of back-to-the-ball defense. He can make them pay with his feet.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Kind of a fun moment after the game with Dillon Radunz. He's been such a great player, and you got to reward him with a Senior Bowl invite that you gave to him in front of the team. That had to be a fun moment.
It was. There was only very few people realized what we were going to do. He had no idea, and you could see it by the emotion. It was a neat deal. A lot of hard work and time and effort have gone into that, and for him to be able to share it with his teammates was awesome.
And that group of Rams, tight group, isn't it? I mean, you can see those guys right there, the Cordell Volsons, they're all there. They're happy for him.
Oh, they couldn't be more happy. It can be uncomfortably close group at times.
Yeah, no doubt, especially if they're watching The Bachelor together, apparently. Hey, how did this football game all come together? Well, we're going to find out coming up. Stay with us after this break. Hey, welcome back to the show. It wasn't easy finding a football game for the Bison, but it did happen, and it does help future schedules as well. Alex Egan gives us the timeline.
Today's Bison football feature story is presented by Olaf Anderson Construction.
When the Missouri Valley Football Conference pushed its conference football schedule to the spring, it left the door open for NDSU to play up to 3 games in the fall.
We hit the phones right away trying to fill out a 3-game schedule. Because our players, you only get 4 years to do this, and so wanting to try to maximize every opportunity for them that they could, and so that's what we attempted to do.
Larsen and the rest of the administration got to work looking for games. Among the challenges of trying to schedule games during a pandemic, Larsen said he found many schools wanted to play teams geographically closer than NDSU.
At the end of the day, we called probably every football program, FBS, FCS, that was interested in playing. And really, the only positive response we got throughout that whole process was from Central Arkansas.
Initially, they said they were not going to play just one game in the fall. They needed to play more than one. They wanted to play 3, so they actually told us, we're not going to play at all in the fall. And then about 5 days later, Matt Larsen calls me back and said, we've been talking about it. We want to give our seniors an opportunity for a senior day. We want to give our NFL prospects an opportunity to be seen by the scouts. So would you guys be willing to come up, and we're only going to play 1 game? We were like, yeah, absolutely.
So the game's set, and it starts a series between the 2 programs with 2 more games coming out of the talks.
Which is really positive for, years down the road, another game in the Fargo Dome in 2023, and then heading down to Conway in 25.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
You know what I learned in that story? Coach Roll can throw a spiral with a mask on.
That's right.
That's pretty darn impressive. Hey, the Bison have some great talent coming at the running back position. A young man from Florida is one to watch, and he is so talented. Football might not even be his best sport.
The future crop of Bison, presented by Peterson Farms Seed.
That's right. Dominic Gonnella is with the Bison right now, but he was also signed by the Arizona Diamondbacks in a year where baseball teams didn't sign many guys. So how is he staying sharp in both sports? Well, he's finding a way.
I try to get as much swings in as I can right now. I mean, obviously nothing's going to be like facing 90 from the left side or anything like that, but I'll keep preparing, mix it in as much time as I have off, we're really busy out here playing football and stuff, but football and school. And as much time as I have off, just take my swings, get ready for the season.
So he's really good at baseball. How good he is at football?
He's going to be really good for us. He's battled a little bit of a hamstring issue here during this fall practice time, but you can see early when he got here in the summer, this young man is extremely talented. We signed another running back, TK Marshall, out of Minneapolis Southwest, another outstanding running back. So we really feel like we've set ourselves up well in that position room for the future.
And these are big backs too. You see how Gonnella on the video there was thick. He's a thick kid.
Yeah, both of them are thick. Both of them are pushing probably close to 190, 200 pounds, and so they just provide a different, something different for teams that have to defend.
Well, running back's an important position. We're excited to have both of those guys in the program for sure. Well, we're going to try to set up the spring season for you, talk a little bit about it. Stay with us. Well, here we go. We got a spring season coming up. It actually starts in February. The first game's Youngstown. It's a Sunday afternoon. How about that? What are your thoughts on the spring season?
Well, it's going to be, of course, unique, but we're going to try to take our approach is going to be we're going to use the month of October and November, just like May and June, and try to ramp back up for the conference season.
How do you think the guys will handle this time between now and then?
Well, we're going to give them a little bit of time off, and then we're going to be back in the weight room with Coach Kramer, and the development starts. Like I mentioned, we're going to use it as if it were the summer months, and we're the lead-up time leading into the fall camp, which will be in January.
No doubt. Well, best of luck to you. Great job winning against Central Arkansas. Best of luck to you guys preparing for a spring season. Hey, thanks for joining us for one show. We'll see you again in February. Hey, everybody, have a great holiday season, and go Bison.